Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch, and today is Sunday, July 27th, 2025. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you are here, spending part of your day or your evening with me. I missed you yesterday. It's weird to be filming on a Sunday, I will say that. I did have my friend Anne reached out and she said, I don't remember you not being able to film on Saturday. She reached out this morning and I said, aha, my friend, I am filming today. So we had a garage sale, not at my house, at my friend who lives in another town. It's a good, well, without traffic, it's about 35 minutes, which isn't that bad. With traffic, it can be close to an hour from my house. And so on Thursday, it was Friday, Saturday, I think. Some houses are probably doing today. We did not. We were done. We did Friday, Saturday, and that's it. And we were done. So Thursday I took a carload over, and then Friday morning I took a carload over, and then we set up and had the garage sale at her house. It was a multifamily. I think we had 4 or 5 families items there, which honestly works out super well because then you have more stuff. It is a bit complicated to do, like, whose item was that? You know what I mean? Like, just making sure you're tracking everything so that everybody gets paid. I mean, none of us are like, actually, you owe me 25 cents, right? Like, we're not that particular about it. Just as long as we get within the range, we're fine. I was in charge of payments and writing down what everyone got and which family it belonged to and all that. So I did it last year also. I actually really love it because I have a very hard time just sitting there not doing anything. And so I texted my friend beforehand. I said, I'm happy to do it again this year as long as everyone in the family, all the families are okay with that. And I said, I certainly don't want to take the fun away from anybody. And she said, I don't think anybody thinks that is fun except for you. So you can have it. So it's good. It kept me busy. We were very busy on Friday. We did great on Friday, which is very much how these things go. Do you know what I mean? Like Friday, the first day was very, very strong. Saturday was slow. We didn't really put out new stuff for Saturday, honestly. We reduced some prices, that sort of thing, but we didn't really put out anything new, maybe a couple of things. Like the people whose house it was at, they were kind of rummaging through their garage on Saturday and like, oh, I guess I could put this in and see if anybody buys it, right? But we were really, really happy. The weather was so perfect, even for me. And I like to complain about the weather a lot. I mean, we were downright cold on Saturday. There was a cloud layer, and we all thought, oh, it's going to burn off, and pretty early in the morning. It didn't burn off until like 2 o'clock, which is when our garage sale ended. And then and so the sun came out, of course, when we were like packing up, boxing up the leftovers that didn't sell. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I was downright chilly. I had to get a blanket. I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and I had to get a blanket because it was so chilly on Saturday. Did not complain, was just surprised for the end of July. I think the high yesterday was 73 degrees Fahrenheit, which for end of July is very, very chilly for the high. So we're all happy. We're happy with how much got sold. We're happy with the big items that like no one wants to haul back home. Those sold. I have just 2 small boxes to take to the thrift shop that did not sell, and I'm perfectly happy with that. So yeah, all in all, I think it was a great success, and we had a ton of fun. Like it was just so much fun to hang out, not just with my friend and her husband all day, but like her sister came, we just like the family came over, stopped by. So it was just really fun. So that's where I've been. And I think partly because it wasn't as hot as it often is at the end of July. I mean, I'm moving slow today, but I'm not like dragging like I normally would. So other than that, the week was really just about recovering from camp and then getting ready for the garage sale. So it was good. It was all good. Okay, let's get into it. I'm surrounded by stuff. So let's get it. So my 25/7 piece this month is this Joy Banner Janlin kit. This is what it will look like that my grandmother, my father's mother, started a long time ago. And this is where we are at. So we did some more work up here in the horn. I still have to do the mouthpiece, which kind of, I had to move I was trying not to move the Q-snap because, it's just kind of a pain. So I have to do the horn, like the mouthpiece, which comes out here. I still have not fixed this part yet, but I will. Grandma did some of this green and some of this here. And so this week, I think I really worked on filling this in and then started over here and then even started below the horn a little bit. So I can do more work here without moving the Q. It's all about not moving the Q-snap. So we'll see. I may not have to move it before the end of July. We'll see. But this is where I got to. There was, I think, one day where I couldn't stitch on it, and I can't remember why. But there was one day this week where I didn't do it. But we're just out here doing our best. It does go fast if I put like a 3-hour evening into it, like a normal stitch session instead of just 25/7, I think it'll go really, really fast. Okay, next up, this was for the July theme is Bundle Up for the Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge. And the acrostic is Woolies. So my Woodland Christmas by Tiny Modernist, kind of for the theme, Bundle Up, because Christmas, you bundle up at Christmas, where I live, I should say. The W for Woodland in Woolies, and then the I for ice, because snowflakes are made out of ice. And I finished number 11 out of 12 things here, out of 12 blocks here. So this is the bells. I did make some changes. It called for white bells. I didn't like the way the white bells looked, so I changed it to be schneckly. And I tried to do it. I did it half a stitch across and then back because I didn't want it to be striped like the squirrel was. I would redo that if I could now. So if you do, when you use variegated floss, if you do one full cross at a time, you'll get the striped look, which is appropriate for some things. But I didn't want that in the bells. I wanted it to be mixed, and you can kind of see that it is mixed. So I just did the whole thing in It's Weeks Dye Works Schneckly, and the same for the little ball there. And then this is not anywhere else in the pattern. I think it's maybe DMC 898 or something like that. I don't know. I just grabbed a brown and I thought it looked good. They do have a little design in here. I didn't pull the thing because it's done, but there's a little design in like a little zigzag, and it kind of made it look like an Easter egg. So I didn't put that in either. And then there's supposed to be like a flower like this down in here, and I changed it to a snowflake. This whole section took me 10 hours to do, which is not too bad, but I was working on it during camp, and so it just kind of drug out. Like I was like, oh, I can do an hour here, an hour there. So we are done. So we have one more block to go, and this will hopefully be a finish next month. Jackie came downstairs to say hi to you all. You can hear him. He probably will not come over for me to show him to you, but if he does, I will certainly try to grab him. But anyway, so that's Woodland Christmas. So I'm super excited. So excited to have that almost be done. And yeah, so that was Woodland Christmas. Okay, then we pulled out Summer Montage, which is this piece. We all know it by now, right? Artwork by Janice Stever, charted by Pain Free Crafts, and I'm on the second watermelon block. And I worked more over on this side, on this kind of partial whole watermelon here that's not cut. And we are getting really close to the bottom of that block, which is exciting. I got in 402 stitches, and I'm now at 8.13% done. So you can see we're really close. I mean, it goes down to here. So we're really pretty close. So I will work on this section And then I'll kind of come back and work on the cut watermelon, the quarter watermelon piece. So that's where we got to. So it's looking really good. I'm excited. It's fun to work on the watermelons. I am ready to be done with this particular watermelon and get some of the like pinks and corals into the, I love watermelon in summer. I really do. So that's where we're at on that piece. All right, so 8.13% done. And then the WIPCO, one of my WIPCO calls for July was by Jan Hicks Creates, Antonia Roselli Garcia, 1886. This is what it will look like. And we're really close, you guys. Relatively speaking, we're really close. I'll show you the whole piece, and then I'll fold it up so you can see where I worked on. But this is where we are. Look at that. Just that bottom corner really is all we have to do. So good. Okay. I love this piece. I can't wait to get it ironed and framed. And I will probably hang it over there, is my plan. Okay, so I had part of this alphabet already done, the brown alphabet. And so I did a lot more on that. And then I wrote by Antonia Rosell. Well, it's in Spanish, so it's por Antonia Rosell. And then I did this design, I did this little floral motif, and then I did a bunch of these flowers down and turned the corner. Now, I somehow have messed up here. Right there. And I didn't realize it till I had already done all this and up. I'm going to leave it because from a distance, I mean, you can see it because I pointed it out, but from a distance, you can't really see it. I'm just going to leave it. I don't even care. It's something that was stitched in 1886. I'm sure she made mistakes. It just seems fitting to me that, like, I'm totally, as much as I want things to touch, like, I'm just going to leave it. So that's my mistake. I don't know why. I'm just hoping the whole thing lines up overall, more or less. So look at this, you guys. We have, I mean, listen, this floral border takes a really long time. I think I said this last week. There are so many different colors. This is not done. I still have, there's leaves that go up from each one too, but I ran out of time. But, I mean, you can see how close we are. Just this little area. I mean, it'll take a while. This is on my WIPCO board 2 more times. It's only been called twice this whole year. So I think we have a very good chance of getting this done, or if not completely done, very, very, very close to being done. The goal, this is on my year of WIP, so the goal is to finish it this year. I was hoping to finish it just with the WIPCO calls and not having to do anything else. Like added days. I mean, if I have to, I have to, but I think it's going to be very, very close to being done. And you could tell where my Q-snap was. It was over here, and I didn't want to move it. But you could tell I think it can get done in 8 more stitching days at most. So, very exciting. I'll show it to you one more time, just the whole thing, because I just think it's so beautiful. I'm using the bright colors. It's Vicki Clayton Silks, and they have the bright and then the muted. And so I chose the brights. Otherwise, it's all called for. Look at that. So, love it, love it, love it. So, that was one of my WIPCO calls. And that was the main piece that I worked on this week. Then yesterday, because it's Saturday, I pulled out Peter Rabbit, which is from this 2021 calendar by World of Cross Stitch magazine. They send out these calendars once in a while, and there's charts in them, and I love them so very much. And I am starting on this one, Peter Rabbit, Beatrix Potter. So I'm still in Mama's dress here, and like we kind of went around the apron. I haven't been telling you what I'm stitching these things on. If you want to know, let me know. So you can see we did a little more. I only got a couple hours in last night on this because I had to finish up Woodland Christmas and I did my Joy banner. And so this, I really only had a couple hours left over. So instead of 3 hours, I got 2. But I filled in more of her dress and then we took it around here. So we're pretty close to going in and working on the white space of her apron. But this is going to go away now. It'll come out some other time. It's not a terribly big piece. And I do think it's very cute. So that is where we're at with Peter Rabbit. And that's everything I worked on this week. So that felt pretty good. I have no haul to share with you. But we do have giveaways. So let's do some giveaways. First up is this little bookmark kit. The word was tea, T-E-A, time for tea and a good book. The winner of this is Hilltop Stitching. So please email me at czookstitch@gmail.com and I will get it shipped out to you. I haven't shipped winnings for the past 2 or 3 weeks yet. 2 weeks, I think. But I will do that this coming week. So if you can email me and I can get it all sent out in a batch, czookstitch@gmail, Hilltop Stitching, which is funny because there's a little shopping center area near where I live called Hilltop. What's it called? Hilltop something. I live on top of a hill. So, Hilltop. A lot of things around here are called Hilltop. So, I just thought that was kind of fun. So, email me, please. And then we gave away the Souvenirs of the Heart. This is Autumn in Amana. I think it was from the Amana, Iowa retreat, maybe. The winner of this, okay, Lynn, Lynm, and it's either Charbo, or Lynn S. Harbo. I'm not sure, because the names just run together, right? Like it just all looks like one word when I see it. So Lynn S. Harbaughh. So hopefully I'm pronouncing Harbo is how I would pronounce it, or Charbo. Lynn S. Harbo or Lynn Charbo. You're the winner of this, so please email me. And you can tell me. So sometimes you people tell me how to pronounce your names, which I always appreciate when you email me and you said, actually, it's pronounced like this, or yes, you pronounced it correctly. Because I want to pronounce your name right. Because I have a last name that I think is very easy to pronounce, but people often mispronounce. It's really funny. So please, and I'm just curious how names are pronounced. So Lynn, please email me and tell me if you're Lynn S. or Lynn Sharba. Okay, lastly was this spring kit. It has some floss and thread floss and fabric in there. The winner is Amy Swihart, Swiehart. Amy Swihart. So go ahead and send me an email as well, and I'll get that sent out to you. Okay. Giveaways for this week. Oh, and I'm not going to show the other side of this. One was returned to me. Returned to sender. Rosalina Castro, can you re-email me? They said that your address was not deliverable as address. So I think we just need to confirm your address. But they tried to send it to you, and it was returned to me. So if you're looking for it, that's why. So email me. I'll email you. I'll try to email you anyway. Okay, so for this week, we have 3 giveaways. For this week, we are going to do Plum Street Samplers Hedge Row. Can you see the little hedgehogs there? Hedge Row. I'll ship anywhere in the world. Just don't say anything about giveaway or win or anything like that will attract the trolls. Look at those little flowers around it. So cute. So if you would like to win this, say hedge. 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 Again, open worldwide. In honor of Halloween coming up, I am going to give away Stitchy Pros. This is the Frankenstein Stampler. I love the saying, beware for I am fearless and therefore powerful. I love that saying so much. So if you, and this is a really fun one that if you want to break it up, like you could stitch this piece and this piece and this, or you could just stitch the top part or make them small individual pieces. So there's a lot you could do with the sampler, the way she has it constructed. So if you would like to win this, say Frank for Frankenstein. Then this one, it's been sitting out in my giveaway pile for a while, so it's time to give her away. A Present for My Sister, 1823 by Needlework Press. A Present for My Sister. Isn't that gorgeous? Love this. It's big, 240 wide by 250 high. So if you would like to win this, say Sister. All right, so those are our giveaways. Now, I'm going to talk about my plans for the week, and then I'm going to talk about plans for August, because this is our last video before August starts, if you can believe that. This year is flying by. Okay, 25/7, I'm going to continue. So what? July 31st, is that right? July 31st is Thursday? There's 31 days in July, right? Yeah, pretty sure. I'm new here. So yes, so I think July 31st is Thursday, which means Friday is August 1st. So 25/7 is going to continue to be Joy Banner until next Friday. We're going to work on Summer Montage today, because today is Sunday. And then, oh, here it is. My other WIPGO call, I'm kind of leaving it to last minute, aren't I? The other WIPGO call for this month is JBW Designs Floral Alphabet. Floral Alphabet. So I'll be working on this, and this is just on a 32 count antique white Lugana. Let me show you where I'm at on this one. So I'm super excited. This is the first time this one has been called. So it's still on, so it'll get 4 days. I think this might be a finish this year, honestly, because I'll show you where I'm at already. So I'm already here. I love this needle minder. This has to be one of my favorite needle minders. Isn't it so cute? Here I am. It's not that big. I mean, I'm not quite halfway done, but it's going to be called, it's going to have 16 more days of work, right? Like it's, I mean, I think it'll get done this year or very close. So this is where we're at. I am changing the colors. So the colors, I've been asked before, the colors that I'm using for this are all Cottage Garden threads. I used to be with Garon in their Thread of the Month Club, and then I just got so many, so that's the only reason why I stopped, is I just had so many. So Bonnie Brook is the blue, and you can see the variegation. The yellow is Marigold. Really, really pretty. I'm using a pink, which is Vintage Rose. Look at that. And it almost goes to a red. It's like a really, really deep pink. And then the green is Spruce. And I'm not following any pattern. Well, the green is like whatever I think are stems or leaves. But other than that, I'm really not following any pattern. I'm just going with what my heart says at the moment. I did also pull this blue cypress, thinking I might use it. I'm not using it, but I think it would be also a very pretty color to use. So those are the colors that I'm using, and this is how it looks. Let me try to make this a little bit better. This is how it looks so far. I love it. So when I choose a new color, like I do kind of try to hold it back and say, okay, what's missing? What have I used in a while, and that sort of thing. So it's fun. It's a little bit challenging, honestly, to identify, like, look at the U, right? Like, those aren't flowers, right? They're just motifs, or are they flowers? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, like, sometimes where do the flowers start? So where does the scrolly part of the alphabet start? So you're just kind of making some decisions. I know Sarah, Stitchy Mommy, is also working on this, and her decisions may be different than mine. That's just kind of, if you're going to change the colors, it's called for, it's a monochromatic piece. But I like color. So that's going to be our WIPGO call for this week, and then that will finish up our WIPGO. Now, going into August. So August is the month of Robin Birdseye Stitches because it's her birthday month. I am starting 4 new projects in August. Don't need 4 projects started, but I'm going to do it. And 3 of them I blame on Robin. Okay, so first up, my 25/7 piece for the month is going to be Lovely Laundry. Hold on. Stuff, I have a pile that's about to avalanche down. Okay, so Lovely Laundry is a Lucy Heaton design. It is called Lovely Laundry in this magazine. This magazine is Cross Stitch Crazy. It is from June 2009. I bought it on eBay. In other places, this one is called Little Helpers, I think. It has 2 names. I'm calling mine Lovely Laundry because that's what it's called in my issue, but I've also seen it called, I think it's called Little Helpers in other issues. You could also look at the Lucy Heaton website and just see if she sells just this piece, so if you didn't want to get the whole magazine, because I know it's also in the Ultimate Cross Stitch Birds issue. So I'll be starting this. This will be my 25/7 piece for the month of August. I am stitching it on this beautiful Atomic Ranch Clouds fabric. And here are the colors. I think it will work. Super cute, super pretty. Love that. Hang on for just 1 second. Right, I'm back. So the Lovely Laundry is going to count for the August Magazine Monthly theme and part of the acrostics. So our theme is Laundry Day. So isn't that perfect? It was just by chance that we did not plan that. We planned the themes usually around like August, September is when we start to plan for the following year. So like we didn't even know that this piece existed then. So it just worked out really, really well. So the theme is Laundry Day, so clearly that's going to count for Laundry Day. And then our acrostic for August is linen. So it will count for the L in linen. Okay, next up, also for Robin's birthday, we are going to start Parkington Manor sampler. And by the way, you are all welcome to start any or all of these along with us. Just stitch them. I know Robin would love to see your stitching work, so you can just tag her in Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge so she can see it. Anyway, we're going to start Parkington Manor Sampler by Rosewood Manor, of course, because I need another Rosewood Manor on the go. I love the colors in this one. This is the called for color. It is platinum, but the called for is on an even weave. And when I was with Robin, when Robin was here in April, because she went to the Acorns Beach retreat with me, we went to Acorns and Threads and we found the called for in a linen, and the piece was big enough for us to split it in half and we each got 1 piece, but it's the linen. So it'd be the linen and then of course all the called for floss, which looks like that. Oh, it's going to be so, so pretty. So I'm really excited to start Parkington Manor. And that will count for one of the ends in linen for New Start. Summer Montage is going to get 5 days of work because there are 5 Sundays in August. So that's super exciting. August is going to be a very full month. Then Woodland Christmas, number 12, we're going to get a finish in Woodland Christmas. Number 12 looks like this. It's a little soldier. Super cute. I will change the color of the skin on his face to match my skin. But this is so super cute. So this is the last one. So we will get her done and then we'll have a big Year of Whips finish. Woodland Christmas is going to count for the I in linen for ice because there are snowflakes, ice, icicles, that sort of thing. Okay. Then we are going to work on Biddy Bowl September. We will get this done in August. So Biddy Bowl September, as a reminder, looks like this. I accidentally switched the fabric on these two. So I'm almost done with the fall but instead of it being on the bag, it's accidentally on the pillow, which should be fine. They should both fit. But I'm going to finish up this, which I stitched on when I was on my trip to Minnesota and Wisconsin. So I'm almost done with that. I just have a little bit of back stitching, and I'm going to add some beads. It calls for French knots. I'm not doing French knots. I'll add some beads to that. And then I will work on the pillow or the bag. Pillow one. I'm sorry I can't show you a bigger picture. Like, this one doesn't really have any other than the chart. But let me show you where I'm at. So here's the pillow. It's supposed to be like a wreath, right? So it says fall. I have some back stitching, like lazy daisy stitches to do up here. And I think, and then I'm going to add some beads to the mushroom. A bunch of my projects just fell down, so I will have to pause again and go grab those. Yeah, it looks like lazy daisy stitches there. A little more cross stitches here just to connect the leaves with the flowers. And then there's some beads I'm going to put in here, I think. But otherwise, this one is really close to being done. So that will get, I have 3 days allotted for it. I don't know that it will need all 3 days because finishing up this won't even take me a day, right? Oh, I guess I can kind of show you a better picture. And then we will work on the little cabin. It's like a cabin, I think. And then that's the fall, which is supposed to be on the bag. So that will be Biddy Bowl. And if I finish, depending on how August goes, if I finish these before the 3 days is up, I'll just start on October. Because October is the last month I have to do, and then the series will be done. So I won't get done with October in August, but we can get started on. Okay, hold on. I have to pick up what fell down. Okay, we're back. When I do these monthly plans, there's so many stacks of stuff around. Okay. So next is the WIPGO call. So the WIPGO numbers for August were number 12 and 15. And for me, number 12 is A Cozy Respite, which is in this Keepsake 2025 calendar. And this is what it looks like. I started it this year for, I think, my new year, new start. I love it. And this is a replacement. So, how did I word that? Beautiful Things, which I finished by Lindy Stitches, was on the WIPGO board. This is a replacement because I finished Beautiful Things. So this is the only time it will be called because that will finish up all those calls for Beautiful Things, and this is the replacement. So it'll get four solid days, which is good. And just as a reminder, it's a 28 count mystery linen. I don't know what the name of it is, but this is where I've gotten to so far this year. So we're going to work on putting her face in a little bit and getting a little bit more progress on her. I love it. So that will be fun to pull that back out. Then number 15, the other WIPGO call for August, is Floral Alphabet again, which makes sense because it hadn't been called at all until July. So that will get another 4 days. So let's take a pause and look at the WIPGO board. So number 16 is Floral Alphabet for July that I have to finish. So once I get that, I still don't have any WIPGOs. However, once I get number 12 and 15 done, I will have a WIPGO this way, and once I get 15 done, I'll have a WIPGO that way. So August is the first, bingos that I'm getting. But it's been fun. I've loved this year. I really do appreciate it and all the work that Jessie Marie puts into making this such a fun challenge year after year. So that's what our board looks like. What sticker did I put? Oh, I put this one was for Antonia. It's called Flower Bar. So that's the sticker I put for Antonia for July, and that's where we're at. So that's WIPGO calls. Then, also in August, I'm going to do another new start, which I've talked with you about before. This is a kit called Velkommen. It is in Norwegian, and it says, "Welcome to our home." My background heritage, just Norwegian. My parents got this for me at a Scandinavian store. I think it's very cute. I would love to hang it. It came with an 11 count Ada, which I don't like. I don't want to stitch on it. So I'm going to look at Acorns. I'm going to go to Acorns and Threads this coming week and look for a fabric that will work. Like, I want it to be bigger, right? So maybe I look for, I don't want to do 22 count over 2, which would be an 11 count. But, you know, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'm going to look for something. How about that? And this is the color palette, which is quite, like, they're kind of primary colors, right? And so when I look at that, I'm like, oh, those are not really, like, I like bright colors, but not like the primary red, blue, yellow type. But when you look at it on the chart and where they appear, right, like they're not necessarily right next to each other. Like the yellow is really just the little dots in the middle of those flowers. So I think it will be fine. Of course, it does kind of look like a light red more than like a red. We'll see. I may decide to change out the colors too. I don't know. So anyway, so we're going to start on that. And that is scheduled right now to get 4 days, which is kind of a lot. So we'll see. We'll see how August plays out. But that will count as the other end in linen for New Start. Then we have one more New Start. So the Velkommen is not Robin's fault. That is the only one that I will not blame Robin for. That was a planned New Start because that kit has been sitting out in my fully kitted drawer. I have a drawer full of fully kitted projects that I try to pull from. This year, my friend Candy from the 614 Stitcher really helped me like, okay, let's pull from this drawer. Let's get this drawer down, which I think is a great idea. I'm going to do the same thing for next year and try to pull things. I mean, there are some charts that I also want to start, but like when I want a new start, like I need to start like looking through that drawer first. So thank you, Candy, for like encouraging me to do that. So this was already planned to be a start this year. And just because I'm starting 3 other things that are Robin's fault, I'm not going to like ditch that, right? So the last thing I'm going to start this month is something I love and I have been eyeing a lot. Is Crosshaven Sampler by Rosewood Manor. Rosewood Manor is probably my favorite designer if I had to pick just one. I have so many of her charts. I have so many that are started. I'm starting 2 next month. I just love this so much. I think I talked about there was a swamp area near marsh area, not swamp. Marsh area near where I lived growing up. And this just really, really reminds me. They're really hard to see, but there's a couple cranes. I think they're cranes. I'm calling them cranes on there. They're kind of hard to see because they kind of blend in. But anyway, we're going to start this. I pulled, and I'm hoping this fabric will work, from my stash. This is a 32 count Swiss Coffee by Color and Cotton. It's a 32 count Lugana. I assume it's from when I was in their Fabric of the Month Club. So here are the colors, most of the colors. I have to pick up a few when I go to Acorns, since I can't just run down the road to Joann's anymore. Not that I'm bitter. Anyway, so here are the colors. Sorry, I'm not doing a very good job, but I think it's going to be beautiful. I know just the spot I want to hang it when it's done, which will probably be a few years. But that is Crosshaven Sampler, which I honestly have been eyeing for a while. She also does a really nice job of like mixing things up and giving you a bunch of different options. So those are some other options. But here's a better picture of the cranes and what the crane part looks like. Or maybe they're egrets, not cranes. I wonder if she says. Bird. She just calls them birds. Birds' legs. So, Crosshaven Sampler is going to count for the E in linen because I was enabled to do that. So those are my plans for August. I'm super excited. I always, like, changing over to a new month is always like a mini new year for me. Just like, okay, it's a fresh page in our calendar, in our planner. So it's really fun. This coming week is my last week of my summer vacation. It has not felt much like a vacation necessarily. It's been great, but I had that trip to Minnesota and Wisconsin, which was fun and very relaxing and wonderful. And then I came back and immediately had camp, which was not relaxing, but fun. And then last week I kind of felt like, okay, I'm preparing for the garage sale. So this week I'm going to do... Well, I'm not going to get as much done as I planned. Par for the course, right? I really planned on getting a bunch of sewing done and all that. I'll get some done, and I have gotten some done. I have like a doctor's appointment, just kind of getting that done. I'm going to do my start a school year Costco trip. A school year doesn't actually start, like classes don't actually start until the Tuesday after Labor Day, but in September. But I have to go back to work. But I work from home mostly in August. So this will be my last week off. So I'm going to do like Costco. I'll do an Acorns trip. I'll get the doctor stuff done. The friend that I was with it for the garage sale, her and her sister are big quilters. And so on Wednesday, and this will be fun, we're going to go a little road trip to a quilt shop for the day and have lunch and all that. So that will be fun. And yeah, just some yard work and, just kind of getting things in order before I go back to work. I took August 1st off because that was a Friday. I'm like, I'm not going to go back to work for one day. And then, So 1, 2, 3. So really August 4th, which is a Monday, I'll be back working from home. So that's the plans coming up. Oh, also the big exciting news is that I'm going to get a new fridge. I need a new fridge. My current fridge is original to the house. It is 15 years old now. And it needs to be repaired. The freezer is kind of doing weird things. And, it's kind of that point of, do I spend all the money on a repair that may or may not fix it for a 15-year-old fridge? Or do I just buy a new fridge? So I'm going to go fridge shopping this week as well and get a new fridge, hopefully this week, which will be fun and exciting for me because, at a certain age, you get really excited about things like a brand new fridge. So those are my plans. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will see you next Saturday. So it's not even a week away. So that'll be fun. All right. I hope you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.